Hello everyone, welcome to Dimensional Tarot. My name is Emily, this is Pastel Path. We are working with the combination of ENNEAGRAM, which is a personality system mixed with tarot cards. I lay one card down for each point in the ENNEAGRAM and then read its energetic pattern. I also lay down some oracle cards so we can have a general energy. If you have any questions, feel free to check out that description box below. It contains lots of handy information, blog posts, social media, website information. If you'd like to schedule your own tutoring or reading yourself, that's also available there. Don't forget about checking out your sun, moon, rising. Like, share, subscribe. Those things all help with the metrics. You can also take your own ENNEAGRAM test to learn more about this system using some of those links down below. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at hello@pastelpath.com or head to pastelpath.com itself. Alright everyone, we're going to go ahead and dive in here and begin. For our first oracle card, we have our moon energy, and we have pleasure. Leaping into life, taking care in our experiences, and also having those experiences, allowing yourself to live life to its fullest. Next, we have our chakra. Pleasure paired with responsibility. This is our solar plexus. This is self-discipline, empowerment, reliability, and fulfillment. So how can we play that mixture of responsibility and yet having fun as well? Hey, we have the cat as our spirit totem. The cat of independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd, and life supports you in every way. I like these energies so far. Now we're going to dive into the dimensional tarot part of the reading. We'll see how these connect together. Also, towards the end of the reading, we will be looking at the underside of these decks for unconscious energies. Alright, let's begin. To take a look at our first point, which is the Peacemaker, we have the Page of Swords. Interesting. The Peacemaker is a very docile point within the Enneagram. They're very gentle, very caring, very loving. They do not want to rock the boat, cause disharmony in any way. They are literally the peacemaker. They crown the top of this spread, though, in its tarot form, and this energy permeates throughout this reading. It's interesting to get the Page of Swords with the Peacemaker, just because it's something that is intellectually stimulating. It's gotten you on your feet, and maybe you're excited about the prospect of something, to do something, to engage with something. This is like a learning experience. You're learning, you're a page, you're leveling up to become a knight. So you're trying to find yourself. So maybe this is an experience where you're gaining more self-knowledge. Perhaps it's responsibility mixed with pleasure. See what else we have? We have the Nine of Cups in the Reformer slot. The Reformer is kind of like our moral compass. They're very spiritual, very a little bit black and white in their thinking. They want to be good for goodness' sake. They want to see problems, injustices in the world be fixed, and they don't mind to lend a hand to those the cause is necessary to fix injustice. We have the Nine of Cups, which represents emotional fulfillment. So we have a reformer here that is emotionally satisfied, spiritually satisfied. There's something here that you can share as well, because you do have enough to share. There's enough compassion, love, energy to share with others. Maybe you're being a teacher in this moment. The Knight of Pentacles next. In the helper slot. The helper gives and gives and gives until it can break. Which is why I like the Knight of Pentacles in here, because the Knight of Pentacles wants you to meet them halfway. So if you've had issues with boundaries and restructuring these things, the Knight of Pentacles is strong, steady. The Pentacles represent the earth sign themselves, so they have that fortitude, that strength, that determination to make sure that those things are held as they should be. So maybe this is a new independent here with the cat, independence within the self, as you balance your responsibility with your empowerment here in your solar plexus. We look at the Achiever next, And we have the High Priestess here. She represents our intuition, our inner knowing, our sacred feminine, everything that can be encompassed in our magical selves, our spiritual selves, our psychic selves. She is that connection to and through the self to everything else, the cosmic. And she's a major arcana card, so this is a very potent, very powerful card, more than just the suits here. So to have, and this is the achiever. The achiever is very driven. They want to engage into life and show the world what it can do. They learned long ago, it's not me that's loved, it's the trophy, it's the award, the accolade that I bring home. So maybe there's a recognition of this, and you're trying to pursue something that's more spiritually, emotionally balanced for you, or you have taken steps to become more independent, more emotionally responsible for yourself, for others, letting people fight their own battles if necessary. There's something here, there's an inner knowing. There's a contemplation here. We have another page. We have a Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords so far. The Page of Pentacles, as I said previously, the pages are leveling up to become knights. They're learning, they're engaging, they're contemplating. The Page of Pentacles, again, that earth sign energy is the physical, the material, the bodily. And so this is, this is the individualist, which is a often melodramatic point. I will be seen, I will be heard. They don't mean to be this way. It's just they are very romantic, very creative, they're bombastic, they're a force to be reckoned with. They're often engaged into a story of self, a reason and justification for why I am the way that I am, and the story that accompanies that. And they can become enwrapped in the story. Maybe there's contemplation here, or renewal. As a page, you're rethinking, reapproaching the story of self, the narrative of self. And I think this is giving you more emotional balance. There's a lot that you're learning here, a lot that you're learning. Seven of Wands, and there's something here that is mentally, that you're wrestling with, or you could feel it's your thing to defend. It's your thing to protect. Maybe you're being more protective over your mind space, setting those boundaries. So you're maybe attempting to, whose energy is this? Is this my energy to carry? Is this my burden to carry? Maybe you're being very protective of your mental space at this moment in order to facilitate aspects of this change as you step into this responsibility of self. We have 3 cards left. I want to see that pleasure expressed. Ooh, interesting. We have another page. We have the Page of Wands. We have 3 of the 4. The Wands represent fire sign energy. So they're feisty, they're creative, they're passionate. They want to make themselves recognized and seen in their environment. They're looking for signs and omens as well, because they are also intuitive. They're magical. The Page of Wands is learning, engaging, and this sits in the loyalist slot. The loyalist can often, and this is an interesting pairing, but the loyalists themselves can often stay situations they shouldn't be in for longer than they should, because the faintest whisper of their heart says maybe, just maybe. Maybe if I forgive my lover, they'll clean up their ways. If I stay here for 6 more months, maybe they'll promote me. But sometimes, and sometimes they get it. They can get the promotion they've been pining for, the lover that cleans up their ways. And then they get to whisper, I knew it. Because they have the fortitude, the wherewithal, and the determination to see things that other people don't see. So with this Page of Wands, it looks like perhaps, and this is interesting because the artwork is depicted of them looking out this way. There's something here that you're looking towards. Maybe you're even, as a loyalist, restructuring where your loyalties are held. And it can be very tough to do that. The loyalty is not earned easily. But once it is earned, it takes a cosmic force to break. Because they are very determined once they do devote themselves. Because they don't like insecurity, they don't like fear. And these triads, these grouping of cards, they're broken into threes. And these three areas can represent anger and shame and fear and our physical self, our heart space and our mind space. So there's different areas here. The loyalist is central to the fear category. And so the loyalist is the most fearful. They do not like change. They want things to stay the same so that they can have the security they desire and deserve. But there's something here with this Page of Wands where maybe you're striking it out. You're looking at other alternatives that maybe previously you did not entertain. This could be a restructuring of self. Wow, look at this. We have the World, a major arcana card, a lot of power. The World represents the end of the tough journey. You have completed this task and you are sitting in the recognition of the work that you have done and looking forward to your next pasture. What is it now that I have achieved this? What else can I do? That's very interesting. This sits in the enthusiast slot, so it feels like something you've very much been looking forward to. The enthusiast is the most spontaneous part of our heart, and so they always are caught with the adventure. The thing just around the bend in my mind, is that a river or a mountain I must explore? They get very caught up in these things. So much so that they can often distract themselves. They can often distract themselves with the experience and not actually learn from the things that they are engaging in. But with this completion, there's a more knowledgeable, a more responsible enthusiast here. One that's learned its lessons, or maybe you are learning these lessons. There's emotional happiness that is playing into this. Oh, look at this! We get the Page of Cups. So that's literally every page. That's all 4 pages. All elements represented. That's beautiful. This is emotionality. So this is the challenger. Maybe when the challenger was young, they picked up a heavy suit of armor to protect themselves and those that they loved. But often, having picked up this armor, they can have vulnerability issues. They're afraid to take this armor off. As they transform, as they contend with this vulnerability, which is just an ego construct to protect themselves, they move from the challenger to the helper. They take this heart that they keep behind this heavy suit of armor and move it to their sleeve. They take this underdog, fighting for the underdog attitude, and they can move it here to the helper to take this and express it, make it more real. So there's emotional work here that's being done. Balance that with your pleasure. Don't feel guilty for experiencing happiness, especially if you've denied yourself that happiness or denied the right to feel happiness. Because you were putting others first, perhaps? And now there's more of an in-tune responsibility to the self. How will I live life? We live life once as we experience it. And so it's our duty to ensure that we live this life as fulfillingly as possible, not just in the service of others, but also in service to ourselves, to make our life the echo of which we want it to be, not what we just hoped it could be. I'm going to take a look at the underside of the deck. We have the Emperor. Look at this. This is interesting. They are the epitome of responsibility here. They are responsible, authoritative, ensuring things are in their place and that things are going well. The Emperor is the mixture. And it's funny that we have all 4 pages here representing each sign, because the Emperor is the mixture of all the kings, all 4 signs. He is the grounded King of Pentacles, the straightforward King of Swords, the compassionate King of Cups, and the feisty King of Wands. So it's interesting that we have the pages of each of these elements represented, because it does speak to the energy that you're wishing to step into, which is Emperor status. I'm going to take a look at the unconscious. Sovereignty. That's fun. Sovereignty. Reigning over your environment as if you were its sole helm. You are designating tasks. You are taking care of things. You are not letting necessarily frivolous things distract you from your overall goals, because you know in your heart what it is that you're wishing to achieve. Maybe this is the High Priestess here in the Achiever slot, driving you, this intuitive drive that's maybe calling. Oh, this is fun. We have seeing, we have our third eye chakra, perspective, truth, knowledge, clarity. There's something speaking to you. And I think there's a path you're taking towards greater independence. And you're fighting for it. And there's something you're seeing with more clarity. Maybe it's the self, maybe it's your path. Maybe it's how you've allowed your life to be maybe controlled, having others control the narrative instead of you controlling your own narrative. We can often become defined by others. Oh, this is fun. We get the sea otter of happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let go of worry and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Wonderful. All right, everyone. I hope this message was able to help you in any way. Always check out that description box below if you need more information. And I really hope that this was able to resonate with you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here to help. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time.